show Tesla brand.
You can crush them with your life.
Show Tesla brand favorability declining in 2022 and division among partisan lines. Such brand damage can impact demand. Does Tesla track favorability, and how will any brand damage be mitigated?
Well, let me check my Twitter account. Okay, so I've got 127 million followers. It continues to grow very rapidly. That suggests that I'm, reasonably popular. It might not be popular with some people, but for the vast majority of people, my follow account speaks for itself. I'm the most interactive account, social media account, I think, maybe in the world, certainly on Twitter. And that actually predated the Twitter acquisition. So I think Twitter is actually an incredibly powerful tool for driving demand for Tesla. And I would really encourage companies out there of all kinds, automotive or otherwise, to make more use of Twitter and to use their Twitter accounts in ways that are interesting and informative, entertaining, and it will help them drive sales, just as it has with Tesla. The net value of Twitter, apart from a few people are complaining, is gigantic, obviously.
Thank you. Let's go to the next question. Please provide a detailed explanation of where you are on the 4680 ramp. What are the current roadblocks and when?
So we also found out why Bitcoin pumped up here. It was released that Tesla revealed that they sold none of their $245 million in Bitcoin in Q4. So it doesn't mean they didn't sell it now and they're not selling it right now, but just in Q4. And honestly, a big announcement like this, you have to remember Tesla is a retail stock. 60 to 70% of the ownership is retail. It's one of the very, very rare stocks that institutions don't dominate. And then when you factor in that Bitcoin has really no institutional support and it's really a retail trade, I think we just hit the near-term top in Bitcoin with this Tesla announcement. Most people would assume that's positive, but with the recent price action about this massive unloading on heavy volume into the strength, I think we just saw the near-term top in Bitcoin. I'm going to put my head out there. Yes, there's still a potential it can go to 25,000, but it's just very peculiar that we get a big, great positive announcement and then you see this massive unloading. So stay tuned. We'll tune you back into the Tesla call.
Likely come first in Cybertruck. Is that still the current plan? Do you expect there to be an upgrade path for hardware 3 cars to hardware 4?
Yeah, Cybertruck will have hardware 4, and typically, for 2023, Cybertruck will not be, a significant contributor to the bottom line, but it will be in next year. So it's an incredible product. I can't wait to drive it personally. It will be the car that I drive every day. Actually, I'm wearing the T-shirt with the smashed glass. It's just one of those products that only comes along once in a while, and it's really special. So, yeah. So, with respect to upgrading cars that have hardware 3, I don't think that will be needed. Hardware 3 will not be as good as hardware 4, but I'm confident that hardware 3 will still far exceed the safety of the average human. So what we're aiming for is well, how do we get ultimately to, let's say for argument's sake, if hardware 3 can be, say, 200 or 300% safer than human, hardware 4 might be, 500 or 600%. There will be a hardware 5 beyond that. But what really matters is are we improving the average safety on the road? But it is the cost and difficulty of retrofitting hardware 3 with hardware 4 is quite significant. So it would not be, I think, economically feasible to do so.
Thank you. The next question is for Zach. Zach, when
Hey
do you think
everybody, so
Tesla
just a quick
Insurance will
update
become
here.
big enough
Bitcoin
revenue
is
source
collapsing pretty
to warrant
sharply
providing
here.
more details
Bitcoin
on
and
financials
crypto is
of the
collapsing,
business
reversing
and
that
just
pop.
compare it to other
So
insurance
let's
companies?
just continue to monitor the crypto space because, again, it's the retail trade. Tesla's a retail stock. And I'm just finding this very peculiar, this price action. Big pump and big dump is very reminiscent of a near-term top.
A $300 million annual premium run rate as of the end of last year. We're growing 20% a quarter, so it's growing faster than the growth in our vehicle business. And in the states in which we're operating, on average, 17% of the customers in those states are using a Tesla insurance product. So, and that number continues to tick up as we spend more time in markets. And we see most of the adoption occurring when folks take delivery of a new car as they're setting up insurance for the first time, as opposed to going back and switching when they already have insurance set up. So there's an inherent stickiness in the insurance business. But
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, just as a broader reminder on kind of the motivation for starting this business, it was to improve, and still is, to improve the total cost of ownership of our cars, given that we're seeing high premiums of insurance from third-party companies. And that remains our priority here. We'll obviously run this as a healthy business, but we want to make sure we keep our costs low and insurance stays affordable to our customers.
Yeah, and so there are two really important side benefits for Tesla Insurance that are worth mentioning, one of which Zach alluded to, which is that just by Tesla offering insurance for our cars at a competitive rate, that makes the other car insurance companies offer better rates for Teslas. So it has a bigger effect than you'd think because it improves total cost of ownership or insurance costs even when they don't use Tesla Insurance, because now the Geicos of the world have to compete with Tesla and cannot charge outrageous insurance for Teslas. So it's great. So it has an amplified effect. Very important.
So as we look at this Bitcoin chart, we're just going to pull up the stream and come and bring it to a close. Essentially, Tesla's price action hasn't really moved, so it's been disappointing. But net earnings this go around is negative on the market. The markets are finishing lower in the pre-market, and Bitcoin's putting in a potential bearish engulfing candle on the hourly chart. You have 40 seconds left. We'll see where it closes, but a bearish engulfing candle would not be beneficial. Even if it doesn't engulf it by taking out this low, it's still a pretty bearish reversal considering this pop was on positive news. What I'm looking for is what type of tail candle we get today. On the 4-hour chart will be the first time frame, and then of course on the daily chart. This could be the blow off top that we just experienced. Time will tell, but it was into a massive COVID resistance level, basically hitting your COVID daily low to your major pivot in the summer of June, and you just tagged and pierced that level today. So it was the first time you just pierced that level, which is why we could be seeing a potential downside move continuing in Bitcoin. Other than that, thank you for tuning into the live stream. Hopefully you were able to execute some of our shorts with us. We did execute a short in the live stream today, and we are looking certainly positive at the moment. Other than that, please subscribe to our channel, view our daily analysis at Trading Capital Inc., and stay tuned for more trade alerts as we progress through the rest of this crazy earnings period. Take care, everybody. Please subscribe and give a like down below.